know until the next person comes into charge anyway.
I feel for any of those people, anyone that's going into politics right now. I feel for you, man. You see, what's his name? The other fella.
Would you be a politician?
Right, you know what? I've always said I'm not really into politics, and it's irrespective of. But you know what? This is going totally out of context. But you know what? I've been paying attention to what's going on in Kenya, right?
Mm.
And I realized, you know what? I'm gonna go into a political. I'll go into a field of politics to just say, you know what?
Specialize in a particular area.
I'm looking at it now, and I'm saying, you know what? I think they need, as they call it, a diaspora influence, and I think I might be able to play a bigger part than most of the people there, because really and truly, most of the times, I'm looking at some of this shit that's coming up in that place. I'm like, yo, you guys are being operated on with donkeys. Bro, there's this place called Maasai Mara. Actually, it's on the TikTok, the Tables Chronicles TikTok. I covered a story on the Maasai Mara. Mm. The Maasai Mara is a national park, right? Mm. It's south of the country, and it shares, these are places that have been there before these places were given names as countries or given their identity as a country. You know what I'm saying? Mm. So when the British at the time was coming in and controlling what is known as Kenya, you now had the Germans who are now in Tanzania, and they were controlling what they could control. So now that particular place called Maasai Mara, it's bordered down with a place called the Serengeti. Serengeti is in Tanzania. The Maasai Mara is a smaller little part, and then the Serengeti is the bigger part, which is in Tanzania. Now here's the thing. All these animals, they move around in places. Now they've got something called the wildebeest crossing. If you're into like wild animals and you want to see something called a wildebeest crossing, it's one of the most interesting things, because those animals cross over from the Maasai Mara into the Serengeti. So they're going from Kenya into Serengeti. Now, quote, none of them needs a passport because they're wild animals, right?
So they're crossing a boundary, a border.
Literally, what is a border? But these animals have been there prior to any one of these places being a country or was recognized.
So but just to clarify, for listeners, they go from one side to the other side.
They go from one,
So from one country to another country?
Yeah, from Kenya to Tanzania. So from the Maasai Mara, which is Kenya, to Serengeti, which is Tanzania. So, I mean, the reason those names are there is because those are countries now. But you think the animal recognizes them as countries, they couldn't tell you shit. But here's the thing. Where the Maasai Mara is, it's a river crossing where they go through, right? Now you've got the Ritz-Carlton. The Marriott hotels. I actually came to know that Marriott hotels is the one that builds the Ritz-Carlton. I don't know which idiots in government in Kenya, and because you guys are idiots. If you're listening to you guys are full-blown idiots. To accept the Ritz-Carlton to be built in the river side of that. Plus, there's 100. It's the.
So what side is that on? Is that in Tanzania
in the
or
Kenyans?
Kenya?
No. It's all in the Kenyan side. So everything's on the Kenyan side. So, but it's a river. It's a river bay. Now, that river actually supports those animals crossing. And when those wildebeest crossing, you've got crocodiles. I was about to call them alligators. But crocodiles and stuff like that, no, this is also feeding time. You see what I'm saying? There's a bunch of other animals that know it's crossing time. But you see what I'm saying? Yeah. So they know the opportunity.
So Mother Nature is in full effect. The cycle of life.
Bro, you've said it. You said it very rightly. It's Mother Nature. But now, guess what? The Ritz-Carlton comes in there and they build a hotel right by the crossing side. And then on where the water is, they build it like it's a beach where there's ocean water. Basically, they've put steps on there. And I think they've put some steps on there which will deter any other animals from trying to climb up to where the hotel is based. Wow, and then anyone that stays in that hotel is paying $3,500 to sleep per night. Right? Yeah. Then there's a gentleman I keep forgetting this brother's name, but they've put a court order on him that he should not speak about the Maasai Mara, and the courts have accepted that. And I'm like, yo, this is when
So basically, this hotel is just disrupting the
it's
natural
fucking up the whole place.
Transition of the animals.
Yeah.
The eco cycle.
It's really messing with it. Yeah, because you know what? As well, because being a hotel, so what's the one thing that everybody will need when they get there? Wi-Fi, right?
Mm.
And Wi-Fi also harms wildlife.
It does?
Yeah.
Why
Wi-Fi. I can't remember what it is, but when there's Wi-Fi, the emissions of a Wi-Fi.
Or like electronic
magnetism. Yeah. Something along that line. It's not. Basically it's not good. And here's the thing, because if you enter Kenya now, I'll use Kenya as an example. When you land in Nairobi is the only country in the world that has a national park in it, and there's not a single hotel in the national park, right? However, you now go south to Maasai Mara, they've got 150 hotels, and now you got the Ritz-Carlton, and there is the Maasai people. Those are the people of the country, really. Nairobi belongs to the Maasai people until now, when the British came in and took over it. So you have every Tom, Dick, and Harry. Yeah, Nairobi. And Nairobi actually means land of cool waters, I think it is, in Maasai, right? So they've lost out on that particular part of the world. Part of the country.
Oh, okay.
So which was theirs is taken off them, right? Okay. And then now you go further south, Maasai Mara, which is also one of their homes. Now it's been invaded by these full-blown hotels. And they've got to a point, they're saying that they're going to be protesting and they want to close down by April. That's the warning that they're giving. And you know what? I'm to say, listen, all those hotels, they need to get rid of them, because you can't have hotels in a national park. That makes no damn sense. You need to have people to come in there. They see the animals. As soon as you see the animals...
Isn't the national park protected though?
Exactly. You would think so, wouldn't you?
So the government basically sold it out for money.
Bro, they fucked it, man. I know there's a governor of that area. I forgot his damn name as well. But the governor of the area and one of the other guys in there. There's two people. I'll put them on the TikTok, the Tables Chronicle TikTok, because I'll put it on there, because it's like, how disgusting can you people be to a point that you're making sure you frustrate the land itself? And then guess what? Because $3,500 is what people are spending per night. You think anything is coming into the community locally? Fuck all. Do you know what I'm saying? I've tried as much as I can to avoid swearing, but bruh, fuck this shit, man. Honestly. And I'm saying, like, you know what? Because at the moment, people are having a go at the president, right? And I'm looking at it, I'm thinking, yeah, this guy is a complete donut, man, because for you to accept for that to actually happen. And you know what? Because I've even been looking at that guy where he's been talking about, anybody that wants to work in foreign countries and stuff, we will help you find the jobs that you're looking for. And it's like, hold up a minute, man. Can you imagine, like, what's his name? Sir Keir Starmer, for example, saying that, if you're looking for a job abroad, bro, do you know the hell that people will give him? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then in comparison to the Kenyan president saying that, we'll help you. It's like, no, mate, you need to actually figure out what you're doing for the people so that the people can actually have a life in their home countries. Because all you're having at the moment is everybody is leaving the country because they're looking for more money for themselves. And then you're creating more chaos when you're bringing in such donkeys like the Marriott Hotel coming in there and they're building in there. And the thing is, you've got there's beaches, there's a coastline, there's beaches, you can build up. The one thing about Kenya is this, man, and this is the one thing that pisses me off. When I was in Jamaica,
I guess it's the money though, isn't it? It's attracting tourists for that reason, because of where it is in a national park. So it's an experience that they're selling. This is the experience they're selling to tourists, but the local people ain't getting nothing of it. $3,500 is a lot of money. It is, yeah. It's a lot of money. And you know what? It's so annoying because... Do you know how many rooms the hotel has? Bro, I didn't even want to start looking at it, because if you look at... there's a post I put in there. I was looking at it. There's a part of it that looks... It's a lot of black is in there. And I was looking, I was like, that looks like it's a bit of solar that you're using in that region. But it's just taking the piss, because you know what? The first thing first, when you have human beings in a particular place, what's the first thing you need? A sewage, isn't it? Because people are going to be doing their ones and twos. That's the thing about humans as well. I realised that where there's a human, there's a trail. You can follow. This is it. And because I watch a lot of like thrillers and detective movies, and they always look for clues, and it's because humans will always leave something behind. Bro, we always leave something, and it's just like, it's never, like when you track someone, like with your hunter.
Yeah,
and you're out to run trails. You can always track someone by
footprints and all that stuff. Yeah,
and clues by like even like if a twig is snapped on a tree, you can see okay, the person went that way. So there's always things that we leave behind.
And you always
naturally.
got people, and you know the typical thing is people urinate, and you look at footprints, people are gonna urinate, and the number twos.
And you know, we spoke about this before, about when we make pathways in places that there's not meant to be paths.
Exactly.
You can't cross grass.
Now this is,
leave a patch of grass.
You leave a patch.
Because you keep walking across it.
Yeah, exactly. To a point that there's no more grass. Yeah. See what I'm saying? It's a bit, bro, it's the most stupid, bro. I don't understand how you can let your country down like that, man, to be honest. I don't know how you can let a country down like that. And the point that you can happily say, yeah, they can pay $3,500. Because you know, another thing I'm looking at it, because you were talking about Rachel Reeves and all these taxes that they're bringing up, right? I wonder, how much taxes are they paying to be in the national park? Because it's a national park. National park is not supposed to have anybody in it.
High up, they made a backhand deal with each other, isn't it? That's usually how it works. Like
I think
these corporations know someone on the other side, isn't it?
Bro,
they have a friend. Taking a piss. And you know they build these talks up. So these talks that they had to build this place happened years ago. So they've had a few meetings,
they've sat down, had a conversation, and then
done them some favors and
shook
stuff.
their right hands, and then
that's it exactly.
You know, when they were shaking them hands, they were making sure that the money is on the side of it. But no. To be honest with you, it's disgusting the fact that they've done this. Because you know, there was a president, he died now, but his name was Daniel Arap Moi. He was president until 2001 or 2002. But he was the longest serving president, most useless president Kenya had for a while. But he had one law whereby foreigners couldn't own any property in the country. Right?
That's interesting.
Yeah. He had that law. And you know what? Nowadays, when I'm looking at it, I'm thinking this law is quite interesting. And I was looking at because a lot of foreigners have come into Kenya that period. And many of them gave up their citizenships to take up Kenyan citizenship because guess what? They wanted a piece of the country. And you always sit down and look at it and you hear some people talking about it. Oh, I'm from here. I always tell people, listen, being a citizen is not brain work. Citizenship is something that's just created, but people of the land are the people you need to be looking out for. People who actually belong to that place.
Some countries are better than others at looking after the native people.
Bro, this is where
if you go to certain places, like when I go to touristy places like Spain, for example, even though you're on a tourist spot, there will be natives there that are from there, that are born there, and they will have a percentage of the property there, and that's that. So they make sure that they look after
the actual. They do that in Spain.
Yeah, they have a percentage that they say that no, this percentage is for the people. This is for people that are born in Spain. That's why you always see like a group of elderly people doing things on the beach and come together like a community and do things. Because they have a percentage of the property at the beachfront. Whereas you go places like Jamaica and
Jamaica has no public. They don't even own the beaches themselves. There's only 12 beaches that are public in the whole of the country, man.
Yeah, which is very different.
That is very helpful, man. Because you know, in Kenya, the one thing we have as a law is there's nobody that can own the beach. Even if you have a hotel next there, they can't own the actual beach. It's public property, irrespective. So when I was in Jamaica, I was sitting down and I was like, yo, I want to go to the beach. And they were like, I was like, oh, no, we want to go to a beach where everybody else is, not just the hotel. Bro, it's weird. Because I'm looking at it, I'm thinking, wait, so this is the beach for public. So, and you got those rastas up there, they will be telling you, yeah, man, we'll send you this. And I'm like, bro, this is disgusting. It's absolutely shit that our country has to go down that region. And, as I'm even complaining about, I'm complaining about the Ritz-Carlton. If you're in Jamaica, all them hotels are primarily owned by a lot of the USA, a lot of Spain, a lot of England. They are publicly owned. So what happens to the people who actually are in the country?
Yeah, like you said, the natives get nothing.
Yeah, there's nothing.
The people of the town get nothing.
No, the people get flip poor, man. Because I was looking at it, I'm like, there was a guy who was telling me how, he's from Kenya and all of these things. And I was like, bro, being a citizen of a country, what do you want me to do? Clap for you because you're a citizen of the country? Does it make any sense? And he looked at me, he goes, what do you mean? And I said, bro, being a citizen of a country is it's paperwork. That's all you need to fill up is the paperwork. But if you start looking at the history of the people who actually are from there, what are they gaining? What are they earning? It's another ball game. And this is what got me thinking, you know what? I might have to just say, you know what? I'm going to go into a political seat and say, people, come and talk to me about it. Let's see what we can do. What are we solving?
Kid for mayor. Vote for Kid.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm right there, man. I'm the guy to be voted for, man. What's up, people? At least I will be, I'll have an open office and I'll tell people, you call up, come to me and let's have a conversation. And we get to the back of it and see what's going on.
In the comments below, people, what would you change? What would you tell Kid to change?
What is it? What's some of the things that we need? I already know the tourist side of it needs some changes. The police side of it needs some heavy changes as well. Because, the police up there, man, they tend to be very rugged. But you know what? One thing I ain't going to change though. You mess up, you get back up, that's your problem. You're the one that caused it, man. But you know what? There's been a lot of innocent people who have been murdered by the police. What are we doing about it? The prison system also needs changing in the country.
Yeah, because the thing, they get away with too much.
Bro, the prison system, the
prison institution and police officers.
Actually, let me bring up this one.
Institutions.
There's a brother called James. This guy, he goes to prisons to feed people, brother. And in the prisons, there's no running water. So you have to find a way to get your water. And I'm saying this is a country, Nairobi, as an example, and this is where this guy is. Nairobi stands for cool waters. But not many people can actually say, if I go to the kitchen, if I go to the bathroom to run the tap, the water is going to run through. But this is a place known for cool waters. And then there's a place called the 14 Falls. It's called the 14 Falls. It's 14 falls, yeah? Waterfalls. It's 14 of them. Really cool place. Really cool place. 14 falls, you'll be like, wow. But guess what? The place is beginning to stink like a freaking sewage, because guess what? I think some of the sewage pipe is running down that side of the town, man. So it's like, what exactly is the government doing in terms of what's going on for the people here? We can't have sewage water running down the pipelines where the fresh water is supposed to be. It's a bit, man, bro. You know what? I get to it sometimes. I'm looking at it. I'm thinking, all you politicians are the ones who are supposedly with the power to change anything. You're all idiots, man. You're all idiots. And you know what? I got to shout out one guy. There's a guy called...
That's the thing. A lot of them just have friends in high places, like their families are there.
Yeah.
And it's passed down for generations.
Or some of them are coming in and taking over and learning the art of manipulation, man.
They all go to the same school.
I got to shout out
buddies,
one guy. There's a fella I got to shout out. His name is Boniface Mwangi. I think I've done this before.
Yeah, you have.
Boniface Mwangi is one guy. I think he said he can probably run for presidency. The Kenyan presidency is in 2027. And I just said, you know what? Bro, I don't vote. Because I always know I'm voting for. When you start voting, you're voting for a person who's just going to feed you a bunch of lies and you'll be